In this video, I am explaining the function and the types of functions used in Python. Function means these are the block of statements and are used to perform some specific task. These are allows us to divide a larger problem into smaller subparts to solve the problem efficiently. To implement the code reusability concept and makes the code easier to read and understand. Then function declaration. This is the general syntax to declare a function. We are using a def keyword. Def means define keyword. Then function name. This is name of the function. Then in parenthesis we are going to use parameters. Parameters are also known as arguments. This is the general syntax of function declaration. Then this is the statements body of the statement. Then return expression or value. This is going to return the value or expression. This is the general syntax of function declaration. In Python functions, the function is a block of code defined with a name. That name is called function name. It is a block of code that only runs when it is called. When we call the function, then only the function is executed. You can pass the data known as parameters. We are defined in the function name parenthesis. These are called parameters. Then functions are used to perform specific actions and they are also known as methods. In these functions are also known as methods. Why we use functions in a program? To use or to reuse the code. Define the code once and use it many times. In a program, when we are define the code in single time and we are using the many times, that we are using the functions. In this example, define means it is a keyword def, add is the function name, in parenthesis num1 comma num2 is the parameters. We are going to define the function. Last we have to declare a colon or we have to write a colon. Then print is the statement number 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 2 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು num1 plus num2. This is the function body and it is the return value, return addition. Then we are passing the values to the function. Result is equal to add. Add means this is the function name. 2 comma 4 is, these are the parameters. These parameters are passed to the add function. They are 2 as number 1 and 4 is number 2. Then print result. After executing this program, we are expecting the result as 6. Here print result. Result means add 2 comma 4. Add 2 comma 4. We are going to pass the parameters into the function. Then addition is equal to 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 means 6. The 6 is returned to the result value. This is the function definition, function declaration and simple example. Then types of functions in Python. We are using mainly 4 types of functions. The first one is built-in function, second one is user-defined functions, third one is lambda functions, and fourth one is recursive functions. In first one, built-in function. The Python built-in functions are defined as the functions whose functionality is already predefined in the Python interpreter. In Python interpreter has several functions that are always present for use. These functions are known as built-in function. Some of the built-in functions are print function. This print function is used in Python to execute some statements or to execute the result. Next is input function. Input function is used to get or read a value from the user. Int function is used to convert integer data type. Float function is used to convert float data type. Next is str function. Str means string function. It is used to convert a string data type. Next, type function. Type function is displayed the what type of variables or what type of data type variable is hold, that shows the type function. Then round function. Round function returns the nearest integer to its input. Then is maximum function. Maximum function returns the maximum value in the list. Minimum function, it is used to minimum value in the list. Sum function returns the sum of values in a list. Next, power function. Power function is used to return the power of values. These are some built-in functions. These are already predefined in the Python interpreter. So these functions are known as built-in functions. Next, second one is user defined function. The name indicates that user means who are writing the program or who are using the system. All the functions that are written by the user or programmers come under this category, that is user defined functions. Below are the steps for writing user defined functions. In Python, a def keyword means define keyword is used to declare a user defined functions. An indented block of statements follows the function name and arguments. Arguments are also known as parameters, which contains the body of the function. This is the general example or general syntax of user defined function. Define means keyword, function name, it is name of the function. Next, list of parameters. Here statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 are the body of the function. Next, calling function in Python. In Python, we use the name of the function to make a function call. If the function requires any parameters, we need to pass them while calling it. The general syntax for calling a function is as follows. When we want to execute the functions, we have to call the function. The general syntax for calling function is, first is function name, that is name of the function. Next is parameter 1, parameter 2, and so on. This is parameter list. If we write the parameters, that is called argument list or parameters list. If we do not use the parameters, that is called default parameters ಅಥವಾ default functions ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The general example, some simple example is define keyword sample function. Sample function is the name of the function. In parenthesis, we have not write any parameters. So this is default. Then print, this is user defined function. This is the statement we are executing. Then we are calling the function. Calling the function, we have to use this syntax. This syntax means function name. Function, here this example, function name is sample function. Sample function is calling. This is parameters. Parameter, we are not using the parameter here. So we call this function, then the result will be this output. This statement will be executed. This is a user defined function. This is the second type of function, user defined function. Next is passing parameters. In this previous example, we are not passed any arguments or any parameters. In this example, we are passing the parameters. In Python, all the parameters are passed using the pass by reference only. In this example, sum define is a keyword, sample function is the name of the function. Then in parameter, we are using the name. Name is the parameter. Next, print hello name. Name is parameters. Here we are initializing the name value, that is GVPP value, or GVPP is equal to name. sample function name. In this print name outside the function is name. We are executing this program. We are getting hello GVPP. Name outside the function is GVPP. Here hello means this is the statement we are executing. Name means this is the parameter. In parameter we are initializing the value as GVPP. So first this line is executing hello GVPP. Next is after function calling function, we are using this statement. Name outside the function is GVPP. So this is the passing parameters to a function in Python. Next is lambda function. Lambda function is also known as lambda expression. It is an anonymous function. The lambda expression is a function that is defined without a name. Sometimes the lambda expression is also said to be a lambda function. For creating lambda expression or function, we are using the keyword lambda. Lambda is used to create the lambda expression. The lambda expressions can have any number of arguments. Then the lambda expression must contain only one expression which is evaluated and returned. The lambda expression is called using the name of the variable to which the lambda expression is assigned. The lambda expressions does not use the keyword return. In this lambda functions, we are not using the return keyword. It automatically returns the result of the expression. The general syntax and example is as follows. General syntax is lambda arguments colon expression. Lambda arguments colon expressions. In this example, we are using square is equal to lambda. Lambda is a keyword used to create the lambda expression. We are using one variable name or one argument name, that is num colon num double asterisk 2. Single asterisk means in Python, single asterisk means this is used to multiply the value. Double asterisk means it is used to square the values. Num double asterisk 2 means num square, number square. Then print square of 3 is square of 3. Square of 3 means we are using num asterisk 2. Num means we are square value 3. Square in argument we are passing the 3 as argument. Argument 3 means here num is equal to 3. 3 double asterisk 2 means 3 square. 3 square means 9 is we are getting. Square of 3 is 9. Then second example, total is equal to lambda of n1 comma n2 comma n3 colon n1 plus n2 plus n3. These are the arguments. Lambda is the keyword. Then this is the expression. In this expression we are adding the three numbers n1 plus n2 plus n3. Then in this statement we are passing the arguments as 10 comma 20 comma 30. 10 20 30 are the arguments we are passing. Then in expression, lambda expression, 10 plus 20 plus 30, this is 60 will be executed. We are getting the output as 60. In this type we are used to lambda in a function. Then last one is recursive function. Recursive functions means the functions calls itself again and again. These are the functions that call themselves during the execution to solve a problem by breaking it down into a smaller subproblems. Recursion in Python involves two main steps: defining the base cases and the recursive cases. What are the advantages of using recursion? Using recursion, a complicated functions can be split down into smaller subproblems. Then second advantage is this is used to sequence creation is simpler through the recursion than utilizing any nested iteration. Recursive functions render the code look simple and effective because we are dividing the problem, larger problem into the sub problem. So it is the code looks simple and effective. The general syntax of recursive function is define function name. Define is the keyword, function is the name of the function. Then this is the body of the function. Then in the body of the function we are again using the function name. Function name means this is the recursive function. In the function name we are used to, or the definition indicates that the function call itself again and again. So this is the recursive call. Then calling function. Calling function, we are calling the function. This is the function call. This is the simple example for recursive function. Define is a keyword. Factorial is the name of the function name, and n is the parameter. Then colon. If n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 0. This example used to calculate the factorial of a given number. Factorial of a given number na ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. If n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 0. Fact of 0 or 1 always equal to 1. That is, if we are giving n value as 1 or 0, the output will be 1. Else it returns n asterisk factorial of n minus 1. Factorial means this is the function name we are using the again and again. So this is called recursive function. N minus 1. Num is equal to 5. Here we are initializing, or we are giving the 5 value to the num variable. Print number is equal to number. Number is equal to, we are giving 5. Next, print factor is equal to factorial of num means this value or this num value will returns the factorial of the 5. Here we are getting the output as 120. Factorial of 5 is 120.